You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Where's the claps in here? Where's the beat?
Clap.
Clap.
Clap, clap. Clap, clap.
Clap.
Clap back. Clap back. Clap. It's a clap back.
Don't call it a clap back.
Welcome everybody. Welcome. Woo! It's episode 3 of Our Real Relationships.
Did we do that on purpose?
No, we didn't, but fucking hell, look at us.
Good.
Look at us go.
I
Look.
mean, yes, we did.
And it's my-
And so that is why we're watching Three Amigos.
And it's my first curse word of the night. Go ahead and
I think there were two of them, but I'm so desensitized
hell?
to them. Oh, I thought you said fucking shit.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
No, yeah.
But now we both have one in the
But if you
in the
do,
can.
if you do count hell as a curse word, then yes, I am it too. We didn't plan this out. Yes, we are talking about Three Amigos. It's pretty awesome.
Nice. Good for us.
Yeah,
Meant to be.
everything we do is just serendipitous.
Nice.
Which is a movie we're gonna watch next week with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Is it?
There's no movie called Serendipitous
Serendipity.
that I know of. Oh, there you go.
Serendipity with
Kate Beckinsale and John Cusack.
That's right. Not
But that's not what we're talking about. Let's
No.
bring it back.
Let's bring-
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Our Real Relationships. I'm Chelsea.
and I am Brandon. Chelsea, what is it? What is this show that we're doing? What is it about?
Our show is
Uh-huh.
about our relationships with movies, different movies, our relationship to each other, our relationships with the people in our lives, and their relationships to movies. It's all, there's a Venn diagram there. I'll sketch one out. I love a Venn diagram.
You're getting so good at the intro. It's pretty good. I would probably, like, if you asked me to do the intro, I would not have done it nearly as well or as
Oh, stop.
smoothly as you.
Oh, stop.
I won't.
I'm still half asleep. I laid down. I got to charge my iPad for the podcast in case I have to IMDb something. I'll just lay down here and listen to my audiobook while I charge my iPad. And I did fall asleep
Yeah.
and then woke up. Oh my God, Dexter needs to eat dinner.
Did I fall asleep before you?
Yeah, because that's why I put my earbuds
Oh.
in. My earpods, my earbuds.
I call
It's a
them
different movie.
earbuds all the time because I feel like that's what they are.
I think it used to be earbuds and now it's AirPods, and that's why I do
Ah.
that. Anyway, because you were making noise next to me and I wanted to listen to my podcast. I mean, okay, I'm
Well,
still half asleep.
what
I'm
ki-
still half asleep.
What kind of noise was Megan?
You were going. It was a very sleep apnea sound that you were making.
Yes, sleep apnea. It was because I had beer before I came home.
Oh, no wonder you were so tired.
Yeah, tired. That is the emotion that I had today.
Oh,
All
no,
right.
you went to the bar and you got tired.
I got tired.
That's
Oh,
what I
man.
do when I go to a bar. I get tired.
How are you doing today, Chelsea?
We already talked all about me and how tired I am.
Oh,
You
so-
were
okay.
sleeping too, so you are also still half asleep.
Yeah,
so
that's true, that's
let's
true.
stumble through.
got so much.
this.
We have so much good content. Nice awake content for you today.
In the future, not today. Not today.
No, we're gonna go back all the way to 1986 for a little movie called Three Amigos.
Yeah.
The Three Amigos.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So
You want to give us the basics? You go.
Yeah.
You know them.
Okay. Yeah. I have no notes.
I'll check my notes while you hit them. Hit them. Go. 1986. You're already
Okay.
good memory.
1986, directed by John Landis.
Nice.
Of Nightmare on Elm Street. No. American Werewolf in London fame.
Mm-hmm.
Also the Twilight Zone segment that killed Vic Morrow.
Ugh, you said you
I
weren't.
had to. I had to.
Also, Animal House.
And Kentucky Fried Movie, which was
You did direct it, not write it.
not write it. No, because that was Zaz. But it was news to me when you told me.
Of course, we are getting this information from IMDb, so any problems with the things we say, please direct your comments there.
there. Talk to ChatGPT. But Kentucky Fried Movie, that was weird to me. I didn't know that John Landis.
And
directed it.
I just recently listened to their biography, and I still didn't know it because I don't remember anything.
They're probably like, well, he killed Vic Morrow, so probably we don't want to talk to him. That's two Let's do Vic Morrow.
Gosh, poor Vic Morrow. We should do a Vic Morrow movie
Yeah, we should.
on his birthday or something.
Not the Twilight Zone.
No, because that movie, it killed him.
Yeah. Didn't kill at the box office, let me tell you. So, all right. So that aside, of course, it stars Steve Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything of Parenthood. That I think that's the only thing I can think of him being in. And the Pink Panther.
Nice.
Chevy Chase from Animal.
You could say The Jerk or Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
King Tut.
Chevy Chase, who's in Funny Farm, and the classic Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
And also the National Lampoon's Vacation series.
That's right. That's good. And then Caddyshack. He was in that?
Mm-hmm.
I knew.
He plays the piano in Caddyshack, which is why I'm like, I think he knows how to play piano.
I knew Bill Murray's brother was in Caddyshack.
That's who you knew was in Caddyshack? Brian Doyle Murray?
Yeah, just like at least the one Murray brother. And then, of course, Martin Short. Lastly, Martin Short, which is his first movie?
According to sources, is his first movie.
He's well known for his rendition of Clifford.
Oh my God, you're like the poor man's IMDb.
That might be my new goal for every episode.
Just think of the most ridiculous movies they were in.
Clifford,
oh my
which
gosh.
Dexter loves. Dexter. Well, I don't know if he loves it, but he liked the movie Clifford.
Yeah, it's a cute one for kids.
Yeah, Charles Grodin. Anywho, yeah. So them. There's a couple other people in it, but then you want me to go into the plot, the real quick plot?
Do it.
All right. Well, these three famous
amigos.
these three famous actors of the silver screen, the silent movies, the Three Amigos, they get pulled into an adventure protecting a small Mexican town from El Guapo.
Yeah, that's really close to what I have written down.
Oh, what do you have written down?
3 actors accept an invitation to a Mexican village to perform their on-screen roles, unaware it's the real thing.
He's infamous. He's more than famous.
And first trivia question, what year is this movie supposed to be taking place?
Oh, 1910?
Close.
1912?
Still close. You're going the right direction.
1913.
No.
14.
Nope.
12. 11.
You said already, and now you're going the wrong direction.
11?
Oh.
1911?
No.
1908.
That's a hotel. No, that's 1408. 19...
17. 16.
16. You are right.
Damn, I was so close. 19. I knew it was a 19.
You did. Good for you, not guessing that it took place in 2010.
And I knew it was in the tens.
It was a teen number. Yes, it was a teen number, and the old folks wished it well.
Yeah. I sometimes forget that there were silent movies back then in 1916.
Well, I don't expect you to just be walking around during your normal day and just pop into your head every once in a while. Oh, I just remembered there were movies filmed in the 1910s.
Well, it might be. Like some people like they're Rome.
100 years of cinema that we're in. Over 100 years.
Yeah, 100 years.
100 years, Rick and
Morty. Okay, well, let's before we go any further.
Won't get too deep before we talk about
our charity of the week.
That's right.
So for our charity of the week, we are going with the Immigrant Legal Defense Center. You can get there by ild.org.
That's right, ild.org.
And Chelsea, tell us about this.
Well, they're based in Oakland, California, and their mission statement is that they focus on promoting justice by ensuring competent legal assistance for immigrants facing complex legal challenges. They have a 92% performance expense ratio or program expense ratio, which means that 92% of their funds are directly going to their services of assisting with asylum applications and legal aid for those facing deportation.
Oh,
so that's the Immigration Legal Defense, and it's ild.org.
There you go. So if you want to support that, that's what we're supporting this week. I don't know. Did we decide?
I know how much money we're gonna give.
Oh, well, how much?
But it has to do with the movies. Do you want to talk about it right now?
Yeah,
We can.
let's
Okay,
do it.
so in
just
the
in case
movie,
just in case they want to match us.
they get offered 100,000 pesos. The Three Amigos get offered money to come to Santa Poco, and that equals 50,000 US dollars at the time. So we're gonna do 50 US dollars for Immigration Legal Defense.
Right.
That was how I got there with my beautiful mind brain.
$50. There we go. Thank you to the Cruises. The Cruises with their Hispanic last name, and
I thought you were just throwing your parents under the bus, like, thank you to Mary and Randy Cruz for the donation of $50.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm half Hispanic, so it's okay. All right. Well, let's see. Let's get into then the next part of it, which is Jeff had a good idea about trying to find a sponsor.
Jeff, clock it.
try.
How far in before we said Jeff?
It's about 11 minutes.
Too long.
To try to find a sponsor. Hopefully, maybe we can find a sponsor because we are making themed cocktails for each of these.
Oh, yes, we are.
Movies.
My
So
sponsor for
so
what?
maybe we can find some sponsors for mixed drinks. But today for our mixed drinks, we have 3 drinks.
Oh my God! Because Three
Because
Amigos.
there's 3 Amigos.
Is that why you did that? Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I did
so
it.
many drinks.
Uh,
I'm glad we're not watching 27 hours, 127 hours.
no, that's 100. That we'll just do like a shot of beer for every minute.
We'll do the power hour.
Yeah.
What's it called? The hour
Yeah,
of
hour
power.
I was looking. I was talking to Jeff. That's part
number two.
Number 2 about themed.
They're gonna
drinks
come
this
fast
week.
and furious now.
And so we had ideas, and I was gonna go to the store and pick up a bunch of different stuff. But then you were like, "Well, we have these things already here at the house."
I read all the ingredients into ChatGPT.
Yeah. But originally I was gonna do themed based off the characters. So Ned Nederlander. Nederlander literally
Played by Martin Short.
was literally from Dutch from
Yes,
the Netherlands.
he's a Netherlander.
And then Dusty Bottoms, played by Chevy Chase, and then Lucky Day. So I was gonna do a Lucky Day cocktail, and then for Ned, it was gonna be something having to do with Netherlands. I think there's like a Holland spritzer.
Oh.
And then for Dusty Bottoms, I forget what was it. Oh, the Maryland, like a Maryland martini, just because it's Chevy Chase.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so those are what I was gonna do.
That's
but
what
I
you
didn't
were gonna
do.
do. Thank you for that sum up.
Yeah, I just
Ignore everything. Just disregard everything he just said. Has nothing to do with what's coming next.
Yeah. All right. So next we have the actual drink. So the first is.
I would not have let you go on that long tangent if I knew it was going to be
It had nothing to do with it.
erased.
The first drink is a margarita, just with tequila
It's
and
a pretty color.
with just a splash of grenadine to give it a little.
Oh, yeah, there's grenadine
little-
in the cruise house.
Hey, take a shot. It's grenadine. Just a little bit of grenadine for color, and then
Did you
added
put grapefruit in
I
here?
sure as hell did. Put
I
some
thought I saw mushed up grapefruit in the
Mhm.
kitchen.
So that's the first one.
See if you can guess that sound.
There's a. I was working on the laboratory.
I was
late at
blowing
night."
bubbles in my drink.
So that's
That's delightful and
that-
refreshing.
that's the first drink. The grapefruit really made that one better.
I love grapefruit.
The second drink is a cactus cooler. It's got curacao in it,
I'm going to change my straw.
blue curacao, and it's got it's got tequila in there too.
Matches my hair.
I added some peach in there. It's not as good as the margarita.
It's going to be fruity, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the blue curacao. It's interesting, right?
It's not terrible. You know what it could benefit from? Some grapefruit.
That's right. That's right.
What's with the consistency? Why is it like gel and also a drink?
Because the frozen peaches that I put in the
Oh,
drink.
I hit the mic. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. That's why there's like a weird reverse boba.
Yeah, I'm wondering like, why is this drink chewy? How old is the blue curacao you poured into there? Does it clump?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, but
Oh, this is what's gonna do me in. I
then
can guess what this is.
and then
Put
this
in a little shot glass.
and then this is the only drink that we have actually themed. Well, I mean that I put towards the character, which is a short shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a cute
because
idea.
there's not a whole lot of tequila in this shot.
Thank God.
So it's a short shot
Of tequila.
of tequila.
No lime, no salt. I guess
Nothing.
we're animals now. Hi, yeah.
Ooh, feel the burn. Viva la tequila
Chase it with LaCroix.
and blue curacao. Woo.
You should put the straw in your gel drink that you have there.
Mm-mm.
No, you like to chew it.
It's delicious.
You like to chew it.
Thank you for listening to us drink. We won't always do multiple drinks, and I won't explain everything behind them.
We have not even talked about the movie yet. We're
we did.
30 minutes
I talked about Lucky Day.
Who plays Lucky Day?
Steve Martin.
That's right.
Steve Martin.
Oh, I got drink on my notes.
Well, get us started, Chelsea. What do you want to talk about first with Three Amigos?
Well, so there are also some cameos in Three Amigos. It does star Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase. But right in one of the opening scenes, there's a wonderful scene with three special people. Go ahead. Name one.
John Lovitz.
Yes. And this was 1986. So this is 1986 John Lovitz. Adorable.
Adorable. So adorable. And a dick. He stinks. And then Phil Hartman makes an appearance. Rest R.I.P. The well known for his role as Cowboy Carl in, or no, he's a Captain Carl in Pee-wee's Playhouse.
That's right.
And then
Joe Mantegna.
Yeah, Fat Tony from The Simpsons.
Okay, so Phil Hartman did a voice on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
He was Troy McClure.
Mm-hmm.
Then Joe Mantegna did one. Did John Lovitz do a voice on The Simpsons? He had to have.
Yes, he did. But do you count this? Because there's a cameo of It Stinks.
Oh, that's all he does.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done another cameo on there or done another voice on there before. I can't think one of offhand. But yeah, he was on there as the critic.
Of course, I know nowadays it's probably hard to have a room that doesn't have someone who's been a voice on The Symptoms. Symptoms.
Ooh,
that's my TV show.
We need to wake up, don't we?
I just drank 3 things. 3. The Simpsons. It'd be hard pressed to find someone who hasn't been on it, although I have not. You found 2 of them right now.
Yeah, Chevy Chase, has he been on it?
He had to have.
Steve Martin?
He had to have.
I mean, I think he had to have.
I might be too drunk to IMDb. I can't look all that up right now.
But they're all, so that's like right at the beginning. Do you want to? And they're not the only cameos there. Because a little bit later they meet the voice of the writer of the movie, Randy Newman.
They meet Randy Newman. Are you talking about when they meet the singing bush?
The singing bush, yeah.
Okay, because I was like, did I miss a whole scene where they ran into Randy Newman? Oh, Lordy B.
Yeah, so like
Randy Newman is voicing the singing bush.
Yeah. So
Randy Newman did the music, not the score, but he wrote the 3 songs that are in the movie. He wrote the ballad, and like the Three Amigos ballad, and he wrote My Little Buttercup. And then he wrote the Blue Moon. What's that one? Blue Saddles or Blue Shadows? But Blue Saddles also would apply.
So on the My Little Buttercup song, I maybe just because I saw this movie at such a young age and like My Little Buttercup was there, I thought that was an actual famous song.
I did too for a long time.
And so like I was
by a long time I mean last week when I did these notes.
Yeah, I mean for a long time from when I saw it to today. Like my Little Buttercup. I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're doing an actual song from the 20s.
I always thought that was too.
So
it's a cute song. None of the songs I will say that are in there sound like they've been written by Randy Newman.
Yeah.
They're not very like Pixar-y. Nice. And so he voices the singing bush, and this is the only movie that he ever co-wrote and probably wrote. Like he never wrote on another movie, but he co-wrote this one
Yeah, that's strange. Do you
with
have
Steve Martin and Lorne Michaels. They all co-wrote it.
yeah? Do you have was one thing I would love to read about or listen about is like how this movie came about, right? Like because Steve Martin and Martin Short, they're nowadays they are doing everything together.
Yes.
They basically they're
And then
basically
this
married.
is the first movie they did together.
Yeah. So it like I'm interested how that came together, and then how they've continued to think that Chevy Chase sucks.
Yes. I don't know the story of Steve
Yeah.
Martin and Martin Short, but there has to be a biography.
Yeah. Yeah. There has to be. And I read Steve Martin's biography, Born Standing Up.
Yeah, that's
and-
a good one.
And he doesn't. I don't recall him actually talking about Three Amigos or talking about Martin Short at all. So.
I remember him talking about Shop Girl because that was stuck
That's
with me
right.
because he wrote Shop Girl.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
that always blows my mind.
Is that Claire Danes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the music. We got a little bit everywhere.
The score is actually Elmer Bernstein, who did a lot of Westerns. He was born in 1922, so he'd been around a while, and he was very famous at the time still already, I mean.
Yeah. Do you know any other Elmer Bernstein songs?
Sons of Katie Elder, I know for sure. The 10 Commandments. Hello. That's not a Western.
The
I mean, I guess it looks
Western.
how you look at it.
Famous
Magnificent Seven.
Oh, okay.
And
The
but
one, that's one with Jesus, right?
that'd be Magnificent 12.
Oh, nice.
Catholic joke. And he also did the score for Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
Another famous Western.
I didn't just list the Westerns he did. I was trying to list a variety of movies he did, but he's very famous for
Yeah.
a whole crap load of Westerns. You can look them up your damn self.
That's what's trippy to me is I think of this the music in this movie, and I'm like, this doesn't sound the same thing as Who You Gonna Call at all.
Doesn't, and I don't think that. I think he scored the movie. I don't think he like wrote the Ghostbusters theme song.
Okay, but that song is in the movie. Isn't that part of what makes a score in a movie versus a soundtrack?
Soundtrack, I think, are when people insert the popular songs into it, like something that's out in media. I think a score is written for the movie, music, instrumental music or not, that is written for the music.
Well, if
movie.
if anybody is listening who knows the difference between a soundtrack and a score,
Dang it! I thought you were gonna tell me.
No, I don't know.
I was prepared to learn.
Here's your call to action. Please
Teach me.
Call us out or send us a link or to your film professor's email, so we can ask them directly.
Yeah, I have actually had a film professor. I totally should be checking these notes with her before we speak at all.
You really should.
But if I have stuff that she doesn't know, I wonder if I could possibly. I don't know. I would be surprised.
I have a question for you, Chelsea. This movie for me, I remember seeing this movie a long time ago. We were born in '82, which means this came out when we were 4. I might have not seen it until like 86 or 87, very very early on.
It came out in '86, so you saw it when it came out.
Yeah, either 86 or 87.
I think it came out in December. So did you see it in '86 or not?
I
Did you see it in December of 1986 or later?
I saw it when I didn't have pubes. That's when so basically
right.
last week.
Your little 4-year-old pubeless Brandon, they called you.
Get over here, pubeless. Coming, Papa.
Come. Now you're a little Italian boy.
What are some of your first memories with this movie?
Their salute. Like that's something I think I knew my whole life, and I don't know where that knowledge came from, but I just know their Macarena, arms akimbo, thrust, turn, and cough, basically. Yeah. That's how I describe the dance to people. Macarena, arms akimbo, turn and cough.
That's good. That we should make a song out of that. Macarena, arms akimbo, turn and cough. Yeah.
So that and My Little Buttercup, I think I've been singing my whole life because I felt like I thought that was a song that came on the radio like for the 50s or 60s or something. So I guess it's the music that sticks with me.
Do you remember like around the time that you had seen it first?
I do not.
Were you?
Ay, Dios mío, I do not.
Were you like, Mama, okay,
Yes.
Publius, Chelsea, come
No,
on.
that's not what I was called. Bushy Chelsea, come in here.
A bushy.
A 4-year-old, and I had to have a special chair because I couldn't even walk. My little baby legs couldn't even reach the ground because my bush was so
They're
large.
like, we don't need diapers for bushy.
Oh, Bushy, come in here. What a movie you want to see?
Oh, Mama, I want to watch Captain Corelli's.
Mandolin. I thought you were supposed to say Three Amigos.
No, that came later, right?
Oh my God, these drinks. And they hit hard and they hit so good.
They sure do. That's the tequila. The salute, the salute wholeheartedly. Again, I saw it a long time ago, and then I remember my best friend in elementary school out of Hacienda Heights, Joseph Caldera. He and I would do the
shout out.
You've never met him, probably never heard of him, but
I don't know. You might find him now.
He and I would do the Three Amigo salute, but we wouldn't do the turn and cough. I forget what we did, something different other than the turn and cough, but we used to.
There's so many directions I could take this.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't do the hip thrust, but I remember doing that as a kid on the schoolyard in Hacienda Heights.
That's true. This is your school age. You're like 7, 8. You've definitely seen the movie by then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So,
I know he showed it to Dexter probably around the time he was 7 or 8, but he didn't have too many. We'll ask him about that on his little sesh.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we need to make an insertion space for. Whenever you want to, we can introduce that bit.
Yeah,
for your little taster. Ew, your teaser trailer.
Yeah, we gotta stop saying a little taste of Dexter.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Before our
get a little taster of Dexter.
Hey, Dios mío.
No.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to a break. And then right after the break, we'll come in with just a snippet. Damn, does that work either? Just a little clip of
snippet's better. It's fine.
Of Dexter speaking.
A clip.
little clip. We'll get to that right after this.
Tall.
Oh, here we go. It's me and Dexter. Dexter, my man.
That is me.
My main man.
Mm-hmm.
My main man with the Dexter plan.
Yup.
How's it going today, man?
It's going pretty good.
Hell yeah, man.
Yup.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. HE double hockey sticks, yeah.
Oh yeah, you said a mouthful.
Yeah.
And Dexter's gone.
Wait. Do I still have to stop talking? The rest of this podcast is you trying to convince me to shut up.
No, I'm putting all those breaks in there so we can go to the commercial, then go to Dexter, then go.
Then go where? Why were there 3?
I don't know. I forgot that we don't put mid ad breaks in this episode. Doesn't matter. So that was Dexter.
Oh no!
Clearly we know what we're talking about, and we had this planned out from the start.
I'm just like, did we even say the things? I have so many more notes.
You have so many more notes. Well, here's what I want to tell you, fine folks. Welcome back to the show, Our Real Relationships.
We're talking about Three Amigos.
Talking about Three Amigos. Chelsea, there's something that this podcast has done to her.
Yeah.
That I haven't been able to do.
I'm drunk a lot more often.
Our entire marriage. This podcast gives her consistent reasons to.
I'm waiting.
Consistent reasons to get notes. Like you take a lot of notes. She does a lot of research for it, and like it's so cool to see. Like you have like 3 or 4 pages of notes for Three Amigos.
Are you saying that the thing you haven't been able to do for me is stimulate my brain?
Yes.
You're just a hot bod.
Stimulate. I have not been able to stimulate you to the climax
My
of knowledge.
My brain. I'm so glad. I was about to be like, let's turn it around, fellas.
So in your notes,
In my notes.
in your expansive notes, what are like some of the highlights? What really jumps out to you when you're looking at it?
Oh, the part that's in pen because it's darker than the pencil part.
Is that the mean you're more excited? You're like, yes,
No, that means I wrote it at a different time in a different space.
I'm never going to erase this.
Okay, a couple of things. When we watched the movie, I made little notes too. They almost cast Rick Moranis as Ned, I hear.
Oh,
A little Hollywood gossip for you guys.
Ooh, hot goss.
Woohoo.
I feel like I've heard that before.
And I was thinking, okay, I could even see that. Like, to me, Martin Short wasn't the star of the film. I was like, he's irreplaceable in that. I think Steve Martin is irreplaceable in it.
Yes.
But so I was like, I could see Rick Moranis doing that.
I could too. Honey, we shrunk the amigos.
But it would have to be all in Spanish. Like, ay, señorita, nosotros shrunkamos los amigos. You can't fact check me.
I can't fact check
but
you.
I know someone at work that you work with well.
This episode brought to you by Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, and Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Okay, that's cool. What else? Hit me with it.
Okay, so there's a great joke in this movie. Is the other thing that I made a note of. He sees the plane fly overhead,
yeah.
and they're all crazy confused because it's 1916. So I don't know how used to they are to seeing planes, but they said Martin Short says, "I think it's a mail plane."
Well, how do you know?
It's little balls. It's little balls hanging down. And then he laughs to the point that
so long
makes it funnier.
Yeah.
But I love that. I'm like, Dexter, a balls joke in a movie that mom and dad said to watch? We're so cool. Look at them talking about balls.
I like that scene because he's cracking up about it. And then Steve Martin and Chevy start to laugh about it. Like, oh yeah, oh, okay. And then they laugh about it. It seems genuine, but then they stop laughing and Martin Short still
He laughed. But also when Steve Martin and Chevy Chase start laughing, there's even like another 2 beats where then you can tell that Chevy Chase really gets it. Like he was just laughing with Steve Martin at first, and then it finally hit him.
Yeah. Chevy Chase, aside from what the tabloids say about Chevy Chase, he is.
Every movie I watch him in, I say, I'm so mad he's a dick because he's so funny. It makes me so sad.
He is so funny. He does.
His facial expressions are insane. They're all over the place, and they all are different.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so subtle, though. They're not like Jim Carrey-sized movements. And they all convey exactly what you can tell exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have to be like the focus point of that scene. He's reacting to it in such a way like it serves. Whatever face he's making is in service of the rest of the. That's
true.
The encore. That's not what I wanted to say, but the
ensemble.
So.
And if you've ever seen him in the "Call Me Al" music video, the Paul Simon "Call Me Al," he does the same thing. His face is just so expressive, but in a million different tiny ways, little micro ways.
Yeah.
Ways, not waves.
Like with National Lampoon's Vacation, like one of the scenes that I always remember of him is when he's talking to Cousin Eddie, and Cousin Eddie's like talking about his money problems, and so he's pulling out his wallet. He's like, Ed, like if you need money, just let me know. And he takes out his wallet and he's like, how much you need? $45,000. He's like, and Chevy Chase is already like taking out like some money. He's like, oh yeah, and then he puts it back in.
Seamless.
It's seamless. And like that sticks out to me about how effective Chevy Chase was in his comedy. Just the very subtle things that you don't need a lot.
And Steve Martin's facial expressions are fairly large. He just has a very parts of his face are large. But it doesn't ever feel like he's overdoing it. But everything's really big a lot. Oh my God, it's great. So he has the opposite.
Yeah.
of Chevy Chase. His expressions are very big.
What are he makes a couple of expressions in this movie. Like, which ones stick out to you? Because like,
I love when he went over when he first realized when they first finally see the bad guys, and then he gets shot in the arm, and he realizes he's bleeding, and he gets all of a sudden it's like cut.
Wait just a minute.
He goes marching over to that really bad Mexican villain.
And he just like taps on him. He's like,
"Give me that, and he's scolding like a school teacher.
And El Guapo is like he just like nods at
real
the
bullets. He's so put off. He's gonna call his agent right then. They're using real bullets.
I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah. I forgot. Why is he gonna keep it? Why's he put it in his pocket?
he's like Quint with the ginger chips.
Like, why do we talk about things in our pockets so much?
Yeah, he's so good. The scene where I always remember the scene where he is in like the torture chains.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, gonna do it. Gonna do it.
Never
Not
make
gonna
it.
die.
Never make it. Yeah.
That scene always gets me.
The scene that always gets me is when he is up on top of the wall. They're trying to sneak into the movie studio, and he's trying to get Chevy Chase and Martin Short's attention. And so he's right above them on the wall, and he starts whistling like a bird, and he really sounds like a bird. And then finally turns to like, ah, ah. And then, hoo, hoo, hoo. And look up here, whippoorwill. Look up here, whippoorwill.
Hey, you guys!
Yes, hey, you guys. All the things he says there.
That when we watched it with Dexter a couple years ago, I didn't remember that part. All the stuff not in Mexico, I didn't really remember, and so that part just absolutely destroyed me as far as laughter goes, because I didn't know that it was there, and he's trying to call at him, and it's so absurd. And then obviously,
and it goes on. It escalates so.
And then the camera pans out, and he's like
right there,
4 feet above them, and they're not paying attention. So,
which you said you didn't remember the parts all not in Mexico, and I know you know that movie was filmed in somewhere nearby. But my question is, where was it mostly filmed? That's one of my trivia questions for you.
Yeah. It wasn't mostly filmed in Simi Valley. No.
We can't talk about that. First, answer my question. Where was it mostly filmed? See if you know.
No, I
make a guess. Desert somewhere.
The Mojave.
No, Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, damn it! I fucking knew that.
But definitely caught me out on the movie because he said, I think that's he didn't say that. He said, hey, Simi Valley. And I said, what? No, it's not. It's filmed in Tucson, Arizona. So said my laptop. But he caught me at the end and said, thank you to the city of Simi Valley.
Yeah. So some of the movie was filmed in Simi Valley. Simi Valley, which if you've ever watched the show, if you are old enough,
California, by the way,
and watched Little House on the Prairie with Michael Landon way back in the 80s, Simi Valley is where they filmed that whole show. Little House on the Prairie.
And the E.T. Hill.
Yep.
It was also in Three Amigos, and that was and that's.
Well, I thought we were just talking about what was filmed in Simi Valley. Yes, Poltergeist was definitely filmed out here. The haunted house with the burial ground is out here.
The portion of the Twilight Zone where they're in that big Victorian house, and the kid summons the cartoons and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah. It's a Good Life.
That's right.
The remake.
Anyway, we're totally off top.
Simi Valley. So we talked about a little bit about Steve Martin. We talked a little bit about Chevy Chase. Let's talk about Martin Short.
Okay, Jiminy Glick is one of my favorite things he's ever done, and I think that's when I realized, whoa, he's like ridiculously talented because he's making up all these off the cuff, clever, insanely clever things, and he's doing different voices, and I'm like, God, that guy's got a bajillion talents. So Jiminy Glick, that's what I think of when I think of Martin Short.
Is Jiminy Glick in the no?
You'd have to go on YouTube probably.
Yeah. Whenever I watched this movie, the first half of it, Ned Niederlander is just like the naive, like nice
know.
guy of all of them. And then
He seems like he's like 20 years younger than they both are.
yeah, like he's their little brother, and then the second half of the movie, that's when he's like really coming into his own, and like he in a way.
I love that scene where he. Sorry, you go.
No, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I interrupted you.
No, well,
No, that, I mean, you,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
said,
yeah.
you go. Go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Papa. He ends up almost being like it starts with Steve Martin kind of being the protagonist, right, of the three. He's the lead in the first half of the movie.
Sure.
Because Lucky Day is the one who's like, yeah, let's go down there and let's do this. And then halfway mark when all the town of Santa Poco finds out that Three Amigos are frauds, they're just movie stars. Then that's when Ned Martin Short becomes like, it switches to being like he's the one that's
He's the hero.
He's the hero of it. And so I'm always
Because he's the one that convinces them that they're going to stay and fight.
yeah, it's always interesting to me that subtle shift of it's really about
Yeah, because
him.
even then when they all kiss a girl at the end, he's got the hottest girl of apparently, according to these other gentlemen.
according to Playboy.
Is that the Playboy one?
I
think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
that's
She was Playboy Playmate 1986.
yeah. Oh God, wish he was still like that. I wish they still made him like that.
Good Lord.
So I love him, and he Martin Short's he's so we're talking about like Chevy Chase having the subtle, Steve Martin kind of having some big facial expressions. Martin Short,
I'm sure he's just this total like the straight man kind of, just because he's playing it. He's not playing it as big as the other guys.
He does, but when he does play it big, he is playing it big. The scene we talk about with like the mail plane, like he is
That came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's like the first time he says anything more than like 3 or 4 words at a time. He's so quiet. He doesn't say anything, and all of a sudden he comes out with this joke.
He is playing it up, and he's doing that right, and like knee, like it's the biggest knee slapper he's ever told. But he's like that. He's like that a lot. But
I don't know, his face he looks like he's 12 years old sometimes, which is why he plays so well in Clifford.
And his the scene where he
maybe that's why they couldn't have had Rick Moranis. Sorry, I interrupted you again. Gosh darn it.
That like the scene where they're doing the drawing, where Ned Niederlander is facing off against the German, like that.
Oh,
even that, like
drawing their guns.
He does
Gotcha.
He's doing it. He does a good job of looking afraid. Like all this big stuff with the mail plane, or like is the My Little Buttercup dance number, and then it's just him with a gun. Which, by the way, that gun that the Jefe hands him,
That really heavy one.
I am eternally impressed by how well he plays off this gun is heavy as hell.
He did a really good mime for you.
Yeah, it's such a good mime.
It does. It really looked heavy.
But I love that scene too of the draw.
Your little slapstick scene that you like.
But yeah, like of the here's a question for you and for the listener. Think about this: who's your favorite amigo?
You cannot choose
I have
one.
to. I have to ask.
No,
you have to pick. You have to pick one. Marry, F, or kill.
You can't say the F word.
Yeah, I'm not Dexter's teacher.
Take it back. Marry, F, kill. Oh, well, I would have to kill Martin Short.
Oh.
Because I think I want to fuck Chevy Chase, which is a sentence I never thought I would say.
F.
And then marry Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Man, I fucked a lot of Chevy Chases in my day, honey, and then I got you, my Steve Martin.
Oh, that's because I was like, oh, so you did marry Martin Short.
I killed him.
Yeah, well, I'm soon gay marriage won't be illegal in this country, so I can't say marry So really, I would just it's political. Yeah, no. As far as F, Marry, Kill,
I think it's funny because no one even asked you, but you're
Yeah.
gonna play the
no,
game
I'm
anyway.
going. I'm going to. And I want to tell you exactly why.
I didn't even think to ask you.
in gross detail. So Martin Short, I would F, right? Because like
Really?
yeah. Because
You dig a twink.
yeah, because I'm like I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Oh, you're gonna be on top.
Yeah.
He's a nice little guy for you. He satisfies your desire to be
Yeah.
bigger than someone.
And then Steve
Got it.
Martin, I would also.
Oh.
And then Chevy
Oh,
Chase.
oh.
Really, as long as both of them are, all three of them are in the room, then like
My gosh.
we're good. And then I can die. I can be the one that
took
dies.
the craziest turn. I did not expect that. I
Welcome,
really am like, is he gonna marry Chevy Chase?
welcome to
Our Real Relationships.
what else you got, Chelsea?
Oh gosh. Okay, this is gonna totally switch the topic because Steve Martin was really doing all that lasso stuff. That's pretty impressive. Goes his arm and up
Yeah.
and over his head and over his whole body. And he learned that while working at the Disneyland Magic Shop.
So as you were talking about that, he does talk about that in Born Standing Up.
Well, he does,
Yeah.
but not everyone's read Born Standing Up.
Yeah, but we talk about Born Standing Up, and I was like, I don't know if he talks about Three Amigos in that, but he clearly does because I remember him
Talks about having learned the lasso.
Yeah, and he worked in the magic shop down there. That's where he met Gilda Radner, who
Oh.
was also an SNL alum. And so like, as far as Hollywood history and actors and comedians and all this stuff goes, it's always interesting to me how connected people are.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't know they were connected, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, they've been friends.
It's like
for
everybody
decades.
lived within a 6-block radius of each other for like 20 years
Yeah.
between like the 60s and the 80s. Everyone just lived in the same city.
Yeah, it's crazy. Which El Huapo, right? He's
He's a famous actor.
He's a famous actor.
And I'm going to say his name wrong, so I'm nervous too. But it's Alfonso. I got that part right, I'm pretty sure. But his last name is Arau. How'd you say that? Arau.
Arau. Is he Mexican actor?
I don't know. I didn't
Oh,
look up his
oh.
ethnicity.
Um,
Arau, I'll say.
we'll say Arau.
Alfonso Arau.
Yeah.
And he plays El Huapo. And he is like a classic Mexican actor, very famous Mexican actor. And he was in a movie, like I think 10 or 15 years before Three Amigos, he was in a movie called Tres Amigos. Very similar.
very,
Seems similar.
yeah. What does that mean? as far as
It means
words?
three amigos. I mean, it means three friends.
Yes, I gotcha. Duck season. No, that's
It means it gets results.
But in what we know about the Tres Amigos movie, it was like it had like zero to do with this.
And there's like, it seems like it.
Like
There's hardly anything about it on IMDb. There was like nothing for
Yeah.
me to take from IMDb other than it like came out in 1973 or 76. I can't remember.
the only thing we know about that movie was there was Donald and then like
That's
a
the
random
three caballeros, and I don't know the names of the other birds. It's Donald Duck and two other birds.
Toucan Sam.
No,
No, I
that's
know,
the
right?
wrong thing.
Just real quick. When don't IMDb this, but you will
I
want
can't.
to.
I couldn't.
Is when did Three Caballeros come out?
I think before Three Amigos, and I think that's why they didn't call it Three Caballeros. To be honest,
Oh, okay.
didn't or couldn't.
Because
or whatever.
Because there's three. They are
Because I want to say Three Caballero came out in the 60s.
they're Hispanic, right? I'm like, oh, these things are tied together. Three
And
Amigos.
they're
Three
not.
Caballeros.
They don't have anything to do with each other necessarily.
No, and I've never seen Three Caballeros, so I don't actually.
But are you
know.
talking about Trace Amigos? And Three Amigos,
Well, now
because
I'm-
Tres Amigos is the movie with Alfonso.
I know,
Arau.
but now I switched to Three Caballeros.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Why is there always three in these movies?
Holy Trinity.
That's right. Catholic movies.
Three is a magic number.
As of today, they haven't chosen a pope.
Oh no. Oh, hold on. Let me write this down.
Yeah.
My journal. Dear diary.
Dear diary.
Still not the right color smoke.
You know, yeah. Hopefully they get the Donald Duck actor to be the next pope.
What's his name again? I'll be so impressed if you could think
It's
of
not Eric Bauza. No, he's Bugs.
No, we saw the Donald Duck voice actor, remember? He was on the panel.
Yeah. Do you remember?
No.
Then why'd you quiz
I
me
didn't
here?
bring him up. You did.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't. Now you're calling me out. Now we have to.
Oh,
let me look
cut
it
it,
up.
erase it. Oh, you're gonna IMDb it?
Hey Siri.
Oh no.
No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna do that. Let's get back to the Three Amigos.
I think I have one of your pieces of your gel drink in my throat.
Mm-hmm. What when it comes to this movie and it comes to like a WAPO, right? Like what are the things that you like? What things jump out to you about that character, that actor?
Well, that actor I did think seemed kind of hot and distinguished. He seemed like he had a classical face or something. I don't know. Just like you. That's right.
Thank you.
And I love that when you first meet him, he's not even mean for a long time. He's not really saying anything. Everybody else rides up to him. They're all dirty. And he's standing there trying to put he's getting ready to take a picture of something. So he's like posing people and positioning the camera. And he seems very erudite.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the right word I want to say.
Sure. That's good. It's a good word, whether it's right
And then
or
he's
wrong.
just like, tell them I will kill them. You said he had like a Christoph Waltz
Yeah. Like,
vibe.
I noticed this last time we watched it too, and then this time, like when he smiles, he looks like Christoph Waltz from Inglorious Bastards, like
And Django.
yeah, and Django, like he's got that like that smile, like I
Like you can tell that it's fake, but it's like the realest fake I've ever seen. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, and like the thing about Christoph Waltz is he looks happy in what he's doing, even if it's like being like really really sinister.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it turns sinister, then it's sinister. And the guy, the Alfonso, like he does that as really well.
I think
as well.
so. I think that's exactly right.
I like the famous bit about the plethora. Yeah, those people that you know, like that's one of the things that like they'll.
As soon as someone I'm talking to says that word, I make a judgment. I'm not exactly sure what the judgment is. Just that is like a judgment word for me. Like, oh, I clock it.
What is a plethora?
It's a word you kind of learn, I feel like in like 4th or 5th grade, like it's one of the big words and people just remember it forever.
Yeah.
But I made a list of questions. I don't know which one of us has already spoken to Dexter. But I hope we ask him about that plethora of pinatas. Like, because I just want to throw it in there and be like, and by the way, would you say he had a plethora of pinatas? And it's like it's a real serious question.
Yeah. And then we'll say, now spell it.
That's right.
Plethora.
And proper, yes, you have to say it, spell it, say it.
Use it in a sentence.
And then we ding him, whether it's right or not. And we'll give him such anxiety.
Oh my gosh. Maybe what we should do is give him a spelling bee test. And we'll say, all right, you have to spell this word. And then...
then what?
Then we say what the word is, and then we say you have to say it in a sentence, and then...
Oh, do you want him to just do homework on the podcast from now on?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even understand it, and it's probably friggin' boring.
A plethora.
Oh.
A large or excessive amount of something.
Okay. And he gets a plethora of pinatas.
He does. And I love the kind of talking about like that really sensitive and like you don't know if he's a bad guy type of thing. Like to his men, to his gang, he is a good guy. They all love him.
It's true.
Like at his birthday.
And you know that his like right hand man, El Jefe, means the boss, and he is not the boss.
Yeah. He is the handsome.
But he is the most righteously cool wingman.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, hey, hey,
I'm
guapo.
I'm still here.
I'm still
guapo."
here. Oh, then he died.
that he died. Like they get him a sweater. They love him. He is a good boss.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I kind of root for their group.
Yeah.
He's like, I remember every one of you. Pedro, we did this and this and this. And
we pillaged. Yeah.
he acts, yeah.
We
Gets
raped
to
the
Chevy Chase.
horses.
We rode the women out of town.
That's awesome.
I do have one more random, there's no segue here, but a random bit of trivia for you. I think we're going to wrap up soon. But, no, I got the signal now. But the German,
Mhm.
I don't remember what his name is in the movie other than the German. I think they just call him that. And I didn't look up his actual name either. But
Okay.
he has a scar on his face, and that's a real scar that he got from fencing.
Oh.
And apparently that's something like to wear proudly, like as a fencer. So I was just like, because that guy is a scary looking guy. And then I was thinking about his cohorts,
Niederlande.
the two other Germans.
Yeah.
They really don't have names. And I was like, kind of wanted them to have a bigger part in the movie because they were just in it for like 2 little scenes.
I think I've seen the taller German guy in another
Is he like
movie.
Indiana Jones or something? I feel I don't know. He plays a good German.
I've seen his face before. I don't know.
Was it in your
which
dreams?
movie? Yes.
Do you dream in German?
He makes my dreams come true.
Actually, I don't know if he's really German or not because I didn't look him up.
Again, I feel like he's not. I've seen him in other things, but I don't recall.
But maybe
looking
he's
him
doing a different accent in that, and he's really German. He's doing his
Yeah.
German accent in Three Amigos.
up. Maybe he's doing like Hindu, like a Hindu accent or something like that.
In the movie you know him from?
No, I don't know.
I
I just don't remember.
I remember the name of that movie.
I just don't remember what he was in. No, I like those guys. The townspeople, like the townspeople they're so lovely too. Like the little boy.
Oh, Rodrigo.
He's so cute.
Oh, wait, the little boy.
Yeah.
Rodrigo's the one that takes her around on
Yeah,
the donkey
like the
and stuff like that.
little
I never
one.
heard that little boy's name said, but that is the cutest
He
face.
is so cute. And Chevy Chase, Dusty Bottoms gives him his little pocket
His
watch.
watch.
And it's like, oh,
I know. It's really cute. God, I wish he weren't a dick.
I really.
Not the little boy. I don't know what he turned out to be.
I
Let's
married.
see. How old
him.
do you think he was in that movie?
He was probably 6, 7,
And so he's probably now 47.
47, 48. Yeah,
Wonder what he's doing.
he's probably, I don't know,
Probably just somewhere being cute.
only murders in the building.
That's where everyone from Three Amigos just like, that's who they called first. For you want to be in Only Murders in the Building? Really trying to recreate the Three Amigos.
Yeah. Okay, so Chelsea, final thoughts on Three Amigos.
It's very funny, and I think it's even funny for kiddos, like really young kids. Like I would show it to, obviously I did show it to Dexter when he was little, and I'm not going to disapprove of anything I already did. But I think it's really good for little kids, and it has such a good lesson and good heart.
Yeah, I love the
comedy is for all ages.
The comedy is for all ages. What I love about the movie is they start the movie, they're showing after like the initial musical kind of number, they are showing the movie that they're in, that Rodrigo and I don't know if it's his sister or what the relationship
Oh
is.
yeah, I never wondered that.
But
and her name was
what was her name?
Oh no. I had it.
You got to turn back to page 1.
Patrice Martinez. Her name is Carmen in the movie.
That's right. So Carmen and Rodrigo.
I wrote that down, folks.
They're watching the movie inside the church, and that's when we see them first acting in their role. That's what inspires Carmen and Rodrigo to say, "Yeah, let's go get these guys." And then what I like is all of their lines that they're doing, right? Because when they get to Santa Poco, they think they're doing a show, so they are repeating their lines that they do.
Mm-hmm.
But then even after they know it's not an act, they know El Guapo is really going to kill them. The very end of the movie is them being like taking the money, Martin Short throwing the money back, and
Yeah, because it was like $3.
and then them kind of like sharing the same kind of expressions that were in that movie to kind of to close the envelope, so to speak, and then them closing out with the lines of wherever there's injustice.
Yeah, but you know what the line that bothered me is, wherever there's suffering, we'll be there. That implies to me that they're the ones causing the suffering. Is it supposed to? Is that a joke? Like in their things that they're trying to say something really
they're the horsemen
really
of the apocalypse.
big and positive, and it comes out like, wherever there's suffering, we'll be there.
Wherever there's pestilence, you will see us. It does sound much more.
It sounded more threatening to me.
Yipes.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I love the mirroring of that, and just the levels of the first time they say it, they are saying it as actors, but by the end of it, they're like they mean it. So I dig that, and I also dig
It's this really sweet message. Yeah.
I love the messaging of putting aside being selfish, right? And we can say that more for Dusty and Lucky, like in that one scene, like, what would you do with 100,000?
What are you gonna do with the money?
Like, I'm gonna buy a silver car,
Big shiny silver car.
and then Ned says, I'll probably start a
Orphanage for
shelter for homeless children.
Yeah, something like that. A foundation for homeless children.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do. First.
Oh, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, first I'm gonna do that. Then I'll buy the big car. Then I'll buy it.
But I love that they're selfish, and they go down there for the money first of all, and then they're like, you know what, this is bigger than us, and like we really should be able to fight back against this. And so I love that act of kind of self and the social contract of like taking care of others before we take care of ourselves.
That's beautiful, honey.
Thanks.
It says a lot about the way that you yourself are as a man.
Yeah, thanks.
Shut up.
F you.
Shut
Which
up.
is me saying
We're
that.
so uncomfortable with compliments.
It's true. It's true.
Don't say anything nice to me. It makes me uncomfortable.
But what we would say that it's a good segue to kind of get to the end of the movie and the end of the episode, but also the Immigrant Legal Defense Center, ILD.org. Again, that is the charity that we're supporting this week. So, it's important to care about our fellow human, right? It doesn't matter who they are or where they come from. You know that people have feelings and they have families.
Everyone deserves a good defense.
Everyone deserves a happiness and
happiness for sure.
The life, the right to liberty,
party. Oh,
pursuit.
Because some people have to fight for the right to party, but you should just have it.
Alphabetical, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So
that's right.
All right. Chelsea, any final thoughts?
No, just thanks for hanging out.
All
thanks
right.
for the drinks. There's so much left of mine. I don't know if anybody could tell. Like, Chelsea didn't seem to drink very much this episode. Like, oh no,
we are.
Those 3 drinks did me. So,
do us a favor, everybody. We didn't do the housekeeping properly at the start of the show. But you can find us over at Bluesky. We are at OurReelRelations.bsky.social.
That's weird.
b.bsky. Something like that. I don't know. Look it up. And then over on Instagram, Our Real Relationships. We thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Next week, we have
Mother's Day.
And what better Mother's Day movie to have for our first episode? But
yeah, wait. Let's see if the listener fill it in. What movie is Dexter or what movie is Brandon gonna say?
Fill it in your brain.
3, 2, 1. Okay, Brandon, go. What is
Aliens.
it? Aliens.
So we're gonna watch Aliens. We're gonna watch the director's cut of Aliens.
Was that 1982?
No. Well, maybe.
Anyway, I guess we'll find out next week.
But the director's cut of Aliens is much more mother
Long.
metaphor centric, whereas the theatrical cut is more of kind of a Vietnam.
Because mom ended up on the cutting floor.
What do you know?
That's what we're going to talk about on Mother's Day.
What do you
How
know?
mothers get cut up and lay down on the floor.
Well, we'll talk about all of that next week for our Mother's Day episode featuring Aliens, and we'll tell you what our charity is then, because we haven't thought about it. But,
That's right.
But until then, I'm Brandon,
I'm Chelsea.
and this is Our Real Relationship.
Bye. We love you. We love you.
Love you. You're our